Hello, welcome to Dungeon Bros Podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today we're reviewing another superhero movie. This time we're reviewing the Marvel 2018 family action movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which came out, like I said, 2018, December 1st apparently. And it's an hour and 56 minutes long. It's directed by Peter Ramsey, Rodney Rothman, and Bob Persichetti, however you pronounce that. The movie stars Shameik Moore as Miles Morales. Why, his name is Morales when his dad's last name is Davis? I guess his dad is kind of beta, which if it was me, I would have been like, dude, woman, you gotta take, if you're not gonna take my last name, my kids need to take my last name, Jesus Christ. You got Hailee Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman, Jake Johnson as Spider-Man. Jake Johnson is, I would say, the 616 Spider-Man, and you got Chris Pine plays the Ultimate Spider-Man, the Ultimate Peter Parker Spider-Man. Which he's not in the movie that long, for spoilers reasons. Nicolas Cage plays Spider-Man Noir. Mahershala Ali as Aaron Davis. Brian Tyree Henry as Jefferson Davis. Jefferson Davis is Miles Morales' dad, and Aaron Davis is his uncle. And they're not showing me his mom, but I'm pretty sure it's the chick from Dexter and Oz, if you know who I'm talking about. She was like the lady superintendent at the Miami PD. If you ever watched Dexter, and she was like the female doctor at the prison at Oz. I'm pretty sure it was her. It sounded just like her. I bet I could be wrong. So the movie, it's kind of like a crossover / hero's journey origin story, where the movie takes place in the ultimate universe. Miles Morales is just a regular teenager who is sent to this new school. It's like a rich kid's school. He doesn't like it. He tries to get himself kicked out. Tries to get himself kicked out, but his dad won't let him. Which his dad is like a cop in the movie, and his mom's I'm assuming a nurse. I'm not 100% sure. They never say what her job is, but she looks like a nurse. Right. So one night he's hanging out with his uncle, which him and his uncle are both into graffiti and hip hop music. Lots of what's his name? Something Malone, Post Malone music is in the movie, and other hip hop songs. I'm not really that much into hip hop. When I do listen to the rap or hip hop, it's usually DMX, Die Antwoord, some J rap stuff Nobody Knows, if you ever heard of that band. Which is Nobody Knows did the theme song to the first opening for Naruto Shippuden. Yeah. I miss when it used to be called Thunder Chronicles, and then they changed it to Shippuden. That sucks. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. So what happens while he's hanging out with his uncle, he gets bitten by this radioactive spider, but the spider is weird because it looks very electronic. Its legs glow. It looks like a hologram because it's flashing in and out. But yeah, he gets Miles Morales gets bitten by the spider. He starts to develop Spider-Man powers. He accidentally goes to hit on this girl he likes, who is Gwen Stacy from another universe. Accidentally rips out some of her hair. which you could tell that she was going to be important. Even I never saw this movie before. This is my first time watching this movie. I never even saw reviews for this movie. But you can tell, like, oh, she's gonna be a porn character because, like, who lets somebody rip out their hair and not give a shit, right? Yeah, and she's like trying to tell him, hey, relax, because like she knows, like, oh, like, you know, his like Spider-Man powers are activating. So like Miles Morales is different than most Spider-Man because not only can he climb up walls, and he has the spider sense and he increase strength and agility or whatever, but he also has he can also, other powers he has, he can turn invisible and shoot electricity, which I had no idea Miles Morales can do that. Then again, I never read the Miles Morales Spider-Man comics. I've only ever read, when it comes to Spider-Man comics, I read like the first omnibus, which had like, I don't know, like 18 issues or whatever, and that was it. I never read any more because I'm not a huge fan of, like, you know, of some of the designs with the Ultimate Spider-Man, like them turning like Green Goblin into this mutant monster, which he's in the movie as well. Doc Ock and Wilson Fisk is in the movie. Though the Doc Ock in this movie is like a female Doc Ock, which, you know, I guess that's the thing. If you're not an Ultimate Spider-Man fan, like, I never got that far in the Ultimate Comics to know, oh, Doc Ock is a woman in the you know, Ultimate Spider-Man, and like Prowler is Aaron Davis. Spoiler alert. Yeah. So what ends up happening is, like, while, like, you know, Miles Morales is trying to learn how to use his powers, he runs into Peter Parker, Ultimate Spider-Man, who's like 26 in the movie, who's voiced by Chris Pine, fighting Wilson Fisk and his like henchmen, which is Green Goblin and Tombstone, who Wilson Fisk has created this like super collider and is trying to create this doorway into other parallel dimensions so he can like bring back his family, which his wife and son died in this universe. Unfortunately, he blames Spider-Man for it, even though it was his own fault. Which, you know, in the 616 universe, Vanessa knew, which Vanessa being like Wilson Fisk's wife, knew that Kingpin was a criminal, but I guess in this universe she didn't know, and she tried to like take her kid and run, and it just like drive in front of a semi truck. Yeah. Yeah, so what ends up happening is, like, 616 Peter Parker dies, and he gives like this like USB stick to Miles Morales and tells him, you have to become the new Spider-Man, you have to go out, you have to put this into the Super Collider's computer and shut it down, or otherwise everybody's going to die, the multiverse will collapse. So after that, you get like this Peter Parker gets doxxed. He has like a very public funeral. I guess nobody is pissed off at Peter Parker's family in this universe, because like they don't get people coming after them to kill them, which, you know, you would think that would happen, but, you know, everybody's super respectful, right? And I'm not gonna lie, when they showed the Peter Parker funeral, I may have or may not have teared up a bit. So after that, you know, Miles Morales meets up with other Peter Parkers, and they all team up to take down Wilson Fisk, which the other Peter Parkers are Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man 616, which is played by Jake Johnson from that one comedy that one sitcom with Zoe Deschanel. I forget what it's called. Which his voice acting in the movie was a little shitty. But yeah, they couldn't just get Chris Pine to voice both roles, or get, I don't know, one of the guys from the, like, get the voice actor from the Spider-Man animated series. That would have been cool. But they didn't, unfortunately. And like other Spider-Men are uh, Gwen Stacy Spider Girl, and there's like a Spider Ham, which is a cartoon version of Spider-Man, but he's a pig, and you also have Japanese girl with robot Spider-Man robots, which I thought was a little dumb, but I guess I don't know. I don't even know if she's in any of the comics or they just create her. Like I know Spider-Man Noir is real, and like Spider-Man Noir was voice acted by Nicolas Cage, which was pretty cool. Though, like I've read Spider-Man Noir, and it wasn't black and white, but the comic book wasn't black and white, which maybe it should have been. Which there's a joke in the movie where he's trying to solve like a Rubik's cube, and like he apparently can't see color, and he's like, hey, is this blue? And like Spider-Man's like, no. Is this yellow? Like, no. he's like colorblind, but at the end of the movie he solves the Rubik's cube, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, so like the movie is basically like a hero's journey movie, and the Miles Morales costume, everybody knows the black and red and yellow, black, red, and blue Spider-Man costume. He doesn't get it until the end of the movie where he can master his powers, and he goes out to save everybody and fight Wilson Fisk. Which Wilson Fisk in this movie, man, I think he was voiced by Liev Schreiber. I'm not 100% sure. Let's look up the cast. Liev Schreiber was in the credits. Yeah, they were not showing me everybody. Oh, Liev Schreiber was Kingpin. You have Kimiko Glenn as Penny Parker, who's the Japanese. Oh, I was right. Lauren Velez was Rio Morales. Okay. Also, Stan Lee was in the movie, by the way. Oh my God, they got a blackout. They got a black albino to play Tombstone. Holy shit. Which, for people who don't know, Tombstone is a black albino. Is that guy an actual black albino, though? I have no idea. Maybe he's just like half black, half white ginger. I have no idea. That is crazy. Also, Scorpion is in the movie, but like Scorpion has like cyborg legs, and like he's half mutant or whatever. I don't know. He was speaking Spanish in the movie. I don't know what that. I'm guessing that's the ultimate Scorpion version. That's the ultimate comics version of Scorpion. Which I don't, like I said, I don't know anything about. I don't know. It's the thing where like the animation does look cool. It looks like stop motion claymation, but it's obviously like CGI, which I thought that was cool. There's also parts where it's a cartoon, and also there's this cool after credits scene where you see the Spider-Man from the future. I forget. I think it's Spider-Man 2020. I don't even know, man. Yeah, it's Spider-Man from the future, which I thought was cool. Which I thought was cool. I forget his name though. It's like Miguel something, which I remember him from like the Shattered Dimensions game, which was probably one of the best Spider-Man games ever. Which he's in the sequel Edge of Time. Yeah, he travels. He goes into alternate dimension where it's the Spider-Man like 60s cartoon where he gets into a screen pointing match with like the cartoon Spider-Man, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, the movie I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I thought for a family movie it was pretty cool, and the animation was pretty cool. I'll probably check out the sequel. Alright guys, bye.